just made the best decision you could ever make. Tuning in to the Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up.
That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up.
And good morning and welcome to the Towanna Murphy Show right here on CW30 every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Listen, we have a show. I got a show. And when I tell y'all I got a show, I got a show. But before I go into my show, we need to talk. America, we need to talk. I'm telling y'all something that my son did early this week. He called himself gonna wash Muffin's hair. Now, I had already told Ethan I was gonna wash Muff's hair. I'm gonna wash Muff's hair. I don't need you to wash Muff's hair. So, Mom, I will help you. No, I don't need you to help me. I know how to do this on my own. I don't want you to help me wash your sister's hair. So I go in my room and I'm just doing nothing like I always do until I get ready to wash Muff's hair. At first, I'm gonna tell y'all, I was just lagging along, doing whatever I wanted to do. And so I hear the water running. I ain't said nothing. I said, well, maybe one of the kids, you know, in the water, maybe they just getting them some Kool-Aid or something. But the water kept running. So I kept saying, why does water keep running? It keep running. So Ethan decides he's gonna take the dishwashing liquid and wash Muff's hair. And Muff, she done got a little slow. I said, Muff, I know she just didn't let him wash his hair. She let Ethan wash her hair with the dishwashing detergent. Bubbles everywhere. She looked like a bubble fest. And I'm sitting here like, did she just do this? Come on, Muff, let me wash your hair. And she's so crazy, she's just gonna go and let him wash her hair. Baby, bubbles everywhere, just bubbles. Whole head bubbles. Bubbles rolling all down, water running down Muffin's face. Muffin looking at me like, Mom, help. I got something in my eye, so she trying to wipe her eye because the bubbles in her eye. So I gotta go get the towel and get all the bubbles out and go back and wash her hair. And it took me about 10 minutes to get all of this soap out of her hair because Ethan decides he wants to wash Muffin's hair. America. America. My kids. My kids. So he gonna wash her hair the other day. Once again, I'm mad. Heated, over mad. I'm so mad, I'm furious, y'all. I mean, I'm shaking because I'm just that mad. And I said, I'm going to hurt him, literally. So I said, Ethan, come here. Who told you to wash her hair? Well, Mom, I seen that you were lagging around, so I decided just to help you out so that I could take some of the stress off of you and I could wash Muff's hair and you could continue doing what you was doing. No. No, son. If you want to take some stress off of me, take the garbage out. You want to take some stress off of me, keep your room clean because there's a mess in that room. I'm stepping on Legos. I'm stepping on all kind of stuff. Remind you, I just cleaned Ethan's room 2 days prior. 2 days later, I got Legos. I got everything all over the floor. Toys, train tracks, everything. Cars, just all over the floor. I just cleaned his room 2 days ago. You want to help, Mama? Take the trash out. You want to help, Mama? Keep your room clean. Don't push everything under the bed because, you know, that's what we used to do when we was little. When we was little, we push everything under the bed. Your mama say, clean that room. Oh, you're going to clean the room, but you're going to sweep everything under the bed, and then you're going to take the sheet and make sure it's long enough to touch the floor because when it touch the floor, you know that your room is spotless. But you ain't did nothing but sweep it all under the bed. And so that's what Ethan does. He swept it all under the bed, and it's like, dude. So I go in there. I said, Ethan, I'm finna check your room to see if the room is clean. I'm finna check his room, America. So I walk up to check his room, and he said, well, Mom, hold on, Mom. Before you go in here, you need to be warned. I said, what you do, Ethan? Before you go in here, Mom, I'm just going to say, I swept everything under the bed. You did what? I swept, it's all under the bed. I swept it all under the bed. So you're going to tell me you swept it under the bed versus let me find out it's under the bed. He done told on himself. He done told on himself. Now he going to get in trouble because he done told on himself that he swept it under the bed. I said, well, Ethan, if you swept it all under the bed, why don't you just go on under there and get it out? Then I don't have to be mad. Just go clean it up. Get it all out. Put the toys where they belong. I bought you containers. I bought a container for your Legos, a container for your cars, a container for your train tracks. You got containers. Just put them in the container. I bought you a container for your drone. I even bought him a container for his Nintendo Switch. He even got a container for his Nintendo Switch Lite. And he still pushed everything under the bed, but he didn't push that drone under the bed, and he didn't push that Nintendo Lite under the bed. Listen, I got to go to commercial break. And when I come back from commercial break, we're going to discuss all of the missing children that has been coming up missing in the last 2-3 months. But I'm only going to give you the recent ones that have that's been reported missing. Let me say that right. That's been reported missing. It is often, it is happening. In fact, one just happened just the other day. So when I come back from commercial break, we're going to talk about that. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on CW30. I'll be right back right after this.
Served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 877-243-5238. That's 877-243-5238. Again, 877-243-5238.
And we're back. Thank you for watching the Towanna Murphy Show. And recently, we've been having a lot of missing children that has been coming up missing in the city of Memphis and all of Shelby County. And it has been happening frequently. It's not like it's happened this month, next month, or the month after that. It's actually been happening back to back. It's repetitive. It just keeps happening and happening. And every time it happens, something buzzed on my phone and said, we got another missing child that has been missing. Now, we've been talking about these kids coming up missing for years. And even a few years ago, I was talking about that, and we had a discussion. Why are they taking these children? We've been talking about that. Now, you do know that there's a thing called black market. They sell their organs on the black market for hundreds of thousands of dollars. With the young men, they take these young men and they take their organs, and then they just throw them away. For the young women, they're taking these young women and they are using them for sex trafficking. It is a pattern. Can I say that? It is a pattern, and it has been happening more frequently than anything. This year alone, it has been just happening. We just started. We're still in the first month of 2023, and yet we have, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, if I'm not mistaken, 8 or 9 children to come up missing. Now, it's been happening in 2022 often, but nobody's really talking about these kids just keep popping up missing. So the first child that's coming up missing is Anaya Estrada. The next one is Jamarius Garrett. These are all teenagers. The third one is, this one here is recent, Kamaya Sample. She's the recent one. And the police department keep flashing them up there, but I don't think nobody's really paying attention to what's happening with these young kids. Malik Couch, he's the next one. Young men, young women, they all coming up missing. And now they're not even discriminating. They're not discriminating right now because here is a young white man, Dakota Neighbors. He is a white man, white young man. So they're not making a difference right now. As long as you're young enough to steal your organs and you got good organs, they gonna take it. Jeremiah Cotton. These are all 15, 16, 17-year-olds. And then there's Nadia Alexander. These are all young people, 16, 17 years old, 15, 16, 17 years old. This is the bracket in which they are using to take out children. And I'm telling y'all what's going on. And I'm telling you, it's all connected. If you pay attention to what's going on, they are all connected. They are selling the organs on the black market. And then with the young ladies, they are using them for sex trafficking. Nobody's really in an uproar about what's happening with these children. A mother is missing a son, a daughter. They are searching for their child. But we haven't made that public. It's not on the TV like it used to be. You know, back in the day, we had this thing where it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? And now you have to wait 24 hours before you can even report a child missing. I think that in the first 8 hours, if you know that your child have not come home, they have not called you, text you, said something, Mama, Daddy, I'm here, then something ain't right. You need to check on your child. If you have not heard from that child within the first 8 hours, we should be able to report our child missing. We should be able to report them. And if they return home safely, then we have done our jobs. But this hasn't hit TV. It's just the police department keep throwing all these missing kids out. And it's on a daily. It's not nothing that's happening on a monthly basis. This is on a daily that we keep getting these missing kids. Have y'all not looked at what's going on? Have y'all not seen a pattern of what's going on? The other day, a lady in broad daylight, they were trying to kidnap her in broad daylight. The other day, just the other day. Last week, they tried to take another woman. Then the week before that, they tried to take another woman from the grocery store or in the parking lot of or in the mall parking lot. There is a pattern here. There is a pattern. And either these are the people that's kidnapping these kids and these adults and then trying to put them into sex trafficking or sell their organs, but something is happening. There is a pattern that we are not looking at. Maybe these people, I don't know, I'm just saying, maybe these are the people that's assigned to kidnap the kids and kidnap the adults, the female adults, and force them into sex trafficking. There's a pattern here. And y'all not paying attention. We have to watch our children. We have to watch our young men now and our young women. They're missing on a daily. These parents are searching for their children and they can't find them. Are they taking these children, sending them over to Mexico? Are they sending them to California? Are they sending them to Las Vegas? Where are these kids? Why come we have not found one single child? Are they even looking for that child? I haven't seen a news story yet to say, where is my child? Where is my baby? I can't find her. I can't find him. They have not followed up with the parents. They're just popping them out there on the police department site. They're always on the police department site. It needs to be placed more than just the police department site. It needs to go to media such as mine and media such as Channel 324, CW30. It needs to be shown on a normal daily basis that these kids are gone. The police department needs to do more. I sent the email over to the police department and I asked them if they would like to put an ad in with my show so every week that I come on, we can flash these kids that are missing. Have not heard back from her yet, have not gotten a return call yet. But I did send it over because we got to do more than just flash it on Facebook, on Twitter. We got to do more than that. We got to put it on mainstream TV so they'll know these kids are missing, just like I just flashed it on my show. We need to flash it every week that another child is missing, then we need to add that to the repertoire. Last week we had 4 kids missing. Last week, as my producers flashed the pictures back on the screen, these are kids. Kids, they're missing. Where are these babies? This doesn't make sense to me that we got all these missing kids and none have been returned back to their parents. And if it is, I don't know nothing about it. It hasn't been mentioned. They haven't made a public announcement that this child been found or put a stamp on it and said this child been found. Nadia's been found. There is no stamp there that says these children have been found. Parents, you need to keep a close knit on your teenagers. because they're being stalked on social media. You need to pay attention to their social media pages, their Facebook pages, their TikTok pages, their Twitter pages. Pay attention. Find out who they're talking to. Check their inboxes. Check their phones. We have this thing called parental guidance, or whatever it's called, parental discretion. No, that's on something else. But dang point. What I'm saying is, we have this thing where the parents can look and see what their kids do. When Ethan gets another app that he charges $45 to my account, it comes up here. I either can accept it or I can deny it, because I have that parental control. That's what it is. That parental control on my phone, where if Ethan does something, I know what he's doing. You need to put more parental controls and put a tracker on their phones. If you put a tracker on their phones and watch what they're doing on their social media site, then we can do something. We can find out who they talking to. But the parents, I guess the parents are, oh, she's 15, she's 16, I don't have to watch what she's doing. Yes, you do. You have to watch and see what these kids are doing. Because if you're not watching, then this is what we have, a situation with missing children. Nobody's talking. I guess that leaves Towanna Murphy to talk about it then. I guess that leaves just me to say something about these kids being missing. Haven't nobody else really paid attention to it? Are y'all crazy? Where are the parents? I need to speak to the parents of the missing children so I can hear your story. I want to know what's going on. Why come nobody has contacted you and tell you if you got a whereabouts, if you find them, even if you got some kind of information about these kids? We're asking you to call the Memphis Police Department if you have any recollection of where these kids are. We're asking you to please report it to Memphis Police. Give them a location. My son has a tracker on his phone. Anything he does, I track it. Parents, it is time to stop letting your child dress like she's 35, 45 years old. It is time that you be parents. Because if you don't stop them, somebody's going to stop them for you. Because they're going to pick your child up like they did. And it's 9 times out of 10 is somebody that they trusted, because they're easily taken. No struggles, no nothing. They easily taken. So if they easily taken, that means there's somebody in their Facebook pages, on their Twitter pages, or their TikTok accounts, or whatever other accounts they got, their Instagram account. There's somebody they talking to on a normal basis that they're starting to trust, meet up with, and now your child is gone. Gone. Parents, we got to do better with tracking our children, or we're going to keep ending up in situations such as this, a child missing. I'm tired of seeing our young men and our young women come up missing. We'll never see them again. All we can do is put a missing report out on them and then flash their things, their faces over social media. We need to do more than just social media. Like I told y'all just a few minutes ago, I sent the email over to the police department, Miss Catherine, the one that's in charge of it. I sent it to her and asked her if she want to put in an ad so that we can start flashing these kids every Saturday morning. Have yet to hear back from her, which means it ain't that serious. That's how I look at it. If you're not interested in spending no money to help find these kids, you just want to flash them on social media and Twitter and think that's good enough. No, it's not good enough. Because if it was your child, you go on to social media. If it was your child, you go on to social media. I'm going to TV. I'm going to social media. I'm going everywhere. If it's my child, put a tracker on your child's phone. Stop letting them dress like they 45 years old. Stop being their friends. For the young boys, you are not their friends. Stop letting them smoke and drink and come in when they get ready. Be a parent. Because if you don't be a parent, you'll end up in situations such as this. Now, I'm not saying that all them kids that's been taken from their parents are bad kids, because that's not about being a bad kid. It's about talking to the wrong people. People that's stalking these kids' page, acting like they are 15, 16, 17 years old, and these are actually grown men that's taking out kids. So it's not about the young ladies being fast. No. Because some of these young women that was taken, I went to their Facebook pages, they not fast. They just talking to the wrong folk. And thinking it's a teenager, thinking they rap into a 17, 18-year-old, and then when they meet up with them, they find out that this is a real full-grown adult, a whole adult. By that time, it's too late. They snatched up, gone forever, gone forever. I got to get ready to go to commercial break. But when I come back from commercial break, we're going to talk about the latest news with Tyre Nichols and the Memphis Police Department and the story that just keep getting thicker with what happened with the murder of Tyre Nichols. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show on CW30. I'll be right back right after this.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down and down. It's happened during every economic cycle, and it will happen again. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value and sometimes grows during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
And we're back. Thank you for watching the Towanna Murphy Show. As I stated just before the commercial break, we're going to talk about what's going on right now in Memphis, Tennessee with the murder of Tyre Nichols. Many of us have been following the story. The news media here at CW30 and ABC 24, we have been following the story. And I say we because I'm on the network. So we've been following the story and what's going on with Tyre Nichols. It started from a simple traffic stop. And that traffic stop led to Tyre Nichols running. Don't know what he was running for. Maybe he had a misdemeanor. Don't know what it is. Once captured, now this is what they told us in the beginning. Once captured, Tyre Nichols was then placed under arrest. Once they placed Tyre Nichols under arrest, he started having some breathing issues. He was saying he was having some breathing problems. They took Tyre to the hospital. Then we find out later, Tyre Nichols is dead. The picture that's shown right now on my screen, this picture here, it doesn't look like an African-American man that was running from the police and ran out of breath. I wanted her to put that picture right here so you can see what's going on here. The story and the narrative that they gave us about Tyre Nichols was false. Pull Tyre over. Tyre jumps out. He starts running. They capture him. They arrest him and say he started having breathing problems. He ends up in a hospital and then now he's dead. But if you look at this picture closely, Tyre Nichols was beaten. Blood running from this baby. Look at him. Knots and bruises all over his face. But they said he had an asthma attack. He was having breathing issues. This doesn't look like breathing issues to me. Even if they captured him and held him down for a second just to put the handcuffs over him, he still shouldn't have looked like this. This is what we are looking at. Now, TBI is in charge of this investigation. They've been trying to get the video to be released. And when I tell y'all, I've seen a portion of this video, it's going to tear Memphis upside down. We are in trouble. Our people are in trouble. Yes, TBI is now on the case of Tyre Nichols. I've seen a portion of that tape. I can't tell y'all what I've seen, but just know that when the actual video is released, Memphis is going to go crazy. It's hard to watch because the narrative that we got before is not the narrative, is what we've seen on the screen, the picture that you just seen. That is not the narrative. That's not what they told us. 5 officers. 1 had their camera on. Now, on duty on police patrol, you're supposed to keep your body cam on at all times. But only 1 officer had their camera on. That's against the rules, because that's not the rules that was set in place. When you make an arrest, you got to have visibility. We need to know what happened from the beginning to the end. Now, what I've heard about Tyre Nichols, that he was not a bad man. He was a good man. Tyre's only problem was he ran. That was his only problem. The only problem this young man had is that he ran from the police when he should have just pulled over and let them say what they needed to say. Or take him into custody if he had a small misdemeanor, maybe a warrant that probably wasn't even that bad. But it wasn't for them to do this to Tyre Nichols. This is unacceptable of our Memphis Police Department. It is unacceptable. It's unacceptable, and I don't like it, which means our police officers need to go back into training. It don't take all of this. You took a life for no reason. Once you captured him, then you should have handcuffed him and took him downtown. You beat this man. Then you came with this story that he had trouble breathing. Y'all took him to the hospital. They were asking me why come I wasn't down there, why I wasn't marching. I'm not a marcher, for one thing. I'm not a marcher because I believe, this is what I believe. I believe that after I get done marching, I need to have an end result. And if I don't get an end result, that means what am I marching for? What am I fighting for if I don't have an end result? Some marches are not worth me marching because I need a solution. And I'm out here on the other end working on a solution versus me marching out here saying, we need peace, we need this, whatever it is. They march right here because they have a bigger issue. They have a young man, their son is dead because of something the police officers did, and they did it wrong. So this one here, this is a different march. This is a march for let me go back because I'm talking fast because I'm mad. I'm mad when I get mad, y'all get mad. I start talking fast. That's what I'm telling y'all. I got to calm it down. This march here is for answers. This march here is for justice for Tyre Nichols. This is what this march here. That mother is crying out for answers. She wants that tape. So does the father. So does the family members. Except that man that's sitting there with that hat on, looking sideways with the glasses. He done threw me off. But I ain't mean to make a joke of that because it ain't funny. But he just looking a little odd in that picture. But they need answers. They buried Tyre this past week. Now, me and him probably would have had beef. Here's one of my funny moments. Me and him would have had beef because he's a San Francisco 49er fan. So me and him probably would have had beef because he don't like the Cowboys. So we probably would have had beef about the Cowboys and the 49ers because everybody know that the Cowboys, their fans don't like the 49er fans. So we probably would have had beef. But we got a game with them this week. But I'm saying, me and Tyree would have had some beef about that. He 49er fan, Cowboy fan. Those are the things that Tyree liked. Football was one of his things. Y'all seen his obituary. San Francisco. Big old San Francisco 49er circle right there. Now, I would have probably faded that out a little bit, Tyree. You'll see me in heaven. Don't come and get me for that. But I'd have faded that San Francisco 49ers out for a minute. I have to be a little comical here when it comes to this. But it is this is serious. This is serious. It's serious. And sometimes even when it's serious, you still got to shed light to bring joy to it because it's so serious and we're dealing with this situation. Only thing I'm saying is Memphis is getting ready to be turned upside down once this footage is released in this upcoming week. They want answers. I want answers. And like I told them earlier, I didn't go down there to march. I didn't do any of that. But when this whole video comes out, now you're going to see me out there with them. Because I'm mad when I seen it. And I'm learning to control my emotions because y'all know I will go there. I get an attitude, I get mad, that's it. So I'm learning to control my emotions and how I feel about stuff. So when I actually looked at it, I cringed. I'm telling y'all, I cringed because I was angry, but I still have to keep my anger under control. But y'all will see that anger once this video is released because then you're going to see me down there with the family. You're going to see me there. This ain't right. Killing of our black men, it's not right. Police officers need to be held accountable for what they have done. It is unacceptable. And all 5 officers need to be fired. Tyree Nichols will never get the opportunity to watch the Cowboys beat the 49ers this week. He'll never get the opportunity to hug on his mama, his dad, his cousins. And even if he have children, he'll never get that opportunity to hug on them again. However, these officers get the opportunity to go home, be laid off with no pay until this investigation is over. Some are already fired, but they still get to hug on they loved ones. They still get to kiss their wives, their girlfriends, their babies, their mamas, their daddies. They still get that opportunity to do this, but Tyree don't because his life is gone. Because the police don't know how to handle confrontations well, obviously. They don't know how to handle confrontation well because if they did, Tyree Nichols would still be alive. A breathing problem. Breathing problems. That's what they said Tyree was complaining of, was a breathing problem. Look closely at that picture. Look at this baby, because he's a baby to me. Look at this baby. That doesn't look like a breathing problem. This baby was beat to death. This wasn't a breathing problem, America. It was police officers that could not control their anger. It was police officers that was not properly trained to arrest a suspect. This was not a breathing problem. This was simply stupidity on the Memphis Police Department. This was stupidity because they handled the situation wrong. They are trained or supposed to be trained to de-escalate any situation without taking the life of a citizen. Instead, they went overboard. This baby got blood all on his pillow. This is what this baby looked like. A breathing problem? That's what they said? This don't look like a breathing problem. They need to be held accountable for everything that they do. They need to be held accountable. And it's up to us now to put our foot on their neck. We need to put our foot on their neck because they are held accountable. They're held accountable. And we need to change the narrative now. Every last one of them needs to be arrested, fired and arrested. Every last one of them. We want justice for Tyree Neal. Justice for this baby. I want justice for this baby. I wasn't out there when it first happened. I watched because I am a person that I have to now, in a position that I'm in, I have to watch first and then draw my conclusion. Listen to details and then take action because I know me. I know if I jump out there, I'm jumping out there head on and that's it. Anybody know me? No. Once I jump out there, I jump out there. So I had to make sure that I had all the facts of what was going on with this story with Tyree Nichols. I had to make sure I had facts. And now that I got what I need and I seen a snippet of that video, I will be out there with the parents. I will be out there and they got to answer for this. I got to go to commercial break. When I come back from commercial break, we're going to talk about a possible serial killer in Westwood and in Walker Homes. You're watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on CW30. I'll be right back right after this.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solutions Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer. Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. Call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time can save you thousands of dollars. So please call right now.
And we're back. Thank you for watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on CW30. This show is not just for our community. This show is for everybody because this show is seen in Mississippi, Arkansas, and all of Shelby County. And sometimes I even cover some national stories. But today is all about what's going on in Memphis, Tennessee. All about what we're dealing with right now. All about Memphis. Today is all about Memphis and the stuff that we're dealing with right now. And this story right here, it struck a nerve. We have a possible serial killer. They touched on it on the news. They said it's a possible serial killer. But that's all they said. Here's what's going on, y'all. When Larry Thorne was killed last week, I talked about it because I knew Larry Thorne. I talked about it. And the only reason why this really sparked some attention because he worked for the school system and a lot of people knew Larry Thorne. So this is why it sparked some attention. This was the 6th murder. The 6th one. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th murder that happened in Memphis, Tennessee. Larry Thorne. This is the 6th one. But this is why it started to spark so much attention. Because he was shot and he was burned up. A week and a half prior to Larry Thorne being murdered, another man was murdered. The same MO. Shot to death and then burned up. A week prior to that, another one. The U of M student. We thought we had the murder, the killer. when we found out where this baby was. But this baby was done the same way, shot and burned up. And somebody said, I thought we had to kill her. I thought we had to kill her too. That wasn't the truth. So we wrongfully accused somebody for the murder of that University of Memphis student. Because right after him, 3 more came after him with the same MO, shot and burned up. After the first 3, we should have seen that was a pattern. All African American men. And if I could say this, and I think I can, LGBTQ. There is an attack. There is a hate group or a hate man. We have to be able to connect the dots and why this person is targeting our African American men. What is it? Who is it? I said what because I don't know what it is. Is it? Who is it? Is it a hate crime? You ask me, it's a hate crime. Or is it another Jeffrey Dahmer copycat? The only difference with Jeffrey Dahmer was he ate them. I'm sorry. He ate them. Took their hearts out. Ate their hearts. Cut all their parts out. That's how he ate. He ate their bodies and put the rest of them in containers. The only difference with this one is he's shooting them and then burning them up. But he's targeting the same community, Westwood, Walker Homes, in that area, in the South Memphis area. He's targeting the same thing. So if the first two or three people were murdered, you wouldn't have paid attention to it because it's in the low poverty areas of the city. So you wouldn't have paid attention to it. Like they always do. They let it ride because it's the poverty areas. They don't say anything. That's what happened with Jeffrey Dahmer. Because it was a low poverty area, nobody said nothing. But they were complaining. They were complaining. The lady next door, who is the one of the biggest, she played the biggest part in this story because she kept reporting Dahmer. She kept reporting Dahmer. Nobody did anything, but she kept reporting Dahmer. But y'all want to know why they didn't do anything to Dahmer and they believed Dahmer? Because he was a white man in a predominantly black neighborhood, a poor part of the neighborhood. He targeted LGBTQ. So my thing was with our police department, there is a connection somewhere. We just got to figure out where the connection is with this possible serial killer. We got to find out what's the connection to this serial killer. He either have to pick them up at a bar or a social site, talk to them for a few minutes, meet with them, then shoot them and then burn them up. There is a connection somewhere. Maybe it's a dating site. Maybe it's the fish, catch a fish, lot of fish, the fish, whatever the fish is. It's one of them things, catch a fish, lot of fish, all the fish. I don't know what it is, but it's one of them dating sites. That's what they be on, fishing. I don't know. Probably even on a Christian date site, a Christian mingle, whatever it is, site. But he's catching them off of those sites. Maybe he's catching them off the sites. Maybe he's catching them in the clubs. Maybe he's catching them on Facebook. But it's a pattern. Either a phone number gonna line up, either the social media site gonna line up, or either the dating site gonna add up. So if our police officers and our detectives are doing their jobs, or TBI, whatever, are doing their jobs, they should see that it's a pattern. Look at every last one of them that was killed the same exact way. Look at how they was killed, phone numbers, social sites, and if all the social sites are the same, besides Facebook and Twitter, because we all got those. If all the social sites were the same, the dating sites are the same, then you know that's where he's getting them from. Or if they hang in the same club, look at their Google. They got them phones. They got them phones where they can track them from the towers. Track the towers. See if they all going to the same location. There is a way to find out who this killer is. Now, everybody in Westwood is on alert. Walker Homes, they are on alert. He ain't looking for us. He looking for the men. So I tell everybody that's in the LGBT community, make sure you watch your surroundings. Pay attention to somebody that's talking to you on social media and you don't know them from Adam. Don't meet them in a place where everybody's there. If he want to meet you, meet me at the Piccadilly. Meet me at the Piccadilly. I'm just saying, and it's serious, but I'm saying meet them somewhere where everybody is, where there's a lot of people. Meet them there, and don't drive off with them. Don't get in their car and ride with him. You don't know him from Adam. You just picked him up off a social site or Facebook or whatever site you picked him up off of. You don't know him enough or good enough to meet with him. He want to meet with you, then you meet with him in a place where everybody is. All the black folk in America go to Piccadilly. Everybody go to Piccadilly, especially one on Elvis Presley. Everybody go there. Go to the Piccadilly. Go somewhere where everybody is so that you can be safe. So if something go down, somebody is there. And the one thing they do when they target LGBTQ, they target their emotions, money, dating. They find the ones that's lonely. So watch how you say things on social media. Oh, I'm so lonely. Oh, I need a man in my life. Oh, I just broke up with my sweet muffin. That's their cue right there. You just broke up with your sweet muffin. You threw it on Facebook that you and your sweet muffin not together no more. And that's where he targets it. Oh, it's heartbroken. Let me just go get him here. It's a pattern. There is a pattern here. And the police ain't moving quick enough to solve this issue. They're not moving fast enough. You got to move fast enough, or the next person is getting ready. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again if we don't get a handle on this. We got detectives, trained detectives. Y'all trained. And if y'all are trained detectives, then we should know at least something that we on his trail, we on their tracks. If it's a hate crime, if it's somebody that just want to be a serial killer, something. We should know something. By now, 6 people killed the same way, same MO. After the first 3, we should have known something. But y'all waited to 6. And it wasn't until Larry Thorne was murdered a few weeks ago. That's when it all came out. I've seen the footages of the people that was killed the same way. I went back and started looking at news stories and news footages and how long prior to the next murder, how long prior to that, how long prior to Larry Thorne's murder. I went back and looked, and it is only weeks apart. So what's happening is now he is targeting his next victim. He's baiting his next victim right now, because that was almost 2 weeks ago when we found, 10 days ago, when they found Larry Thorne shot and burnt up, which means he's working on his next victim right now. 2-3 weeks ban. Don't take number 2 weeks to get you find you a new honey. On the fishing site, a lot of fish, beta fish, the fish. It don't take long to bait you a fish. Reel them in. Take them out on a few dates. Then shoot them and burn them up. It don't take long for that. Because they know how to play on the emotions of our LGBTQ men. To all of my LGBTQ men, stop being so vulnerable. I'm telling you this. I'm shooting it straight from the hip. Whether you like it or not, stop being so vulnerable. Stop going out on dates with people that you don't know. You got to be careful now. You got to be careful more so now than ever, because they have made you a target. This is a hate crime. Now, hate crime could be white. A hate crime can be a black man that despises LGBTQ community. It's still a hate crime, no matter who you are. It is a hate crime. LGBTQ, white man, it's somebody. And we need to find out who that somebody is. We got a possible serial killer. And if don't nobody talk about it, I'm going to talk about it, because we need to get a handle on this. We need to get a handle on these missing kids. We need to get a handle on whoever these kidnappers are that's kidnapping these young ladies and these, even the grown ladies. They don't care. They're trying to get somebody, even those kidnappers. And now we need to get a handle on a serial killer. We need to get a handle on this. Memphis Police Department, we need to get a handle on this. And don't wait for later. We need to do this now. Not next week, now. Or somebody else is going to be kidnapped. Somebody else is going to be killed. We need trained, professional police officers. And somewhere, we're missing it. They're missing it. What's all the training for if you don't know how to use your training? We need to get a handle on this, Memphis. Memphis Police Department, detectives, TBI, we need to get a handle on everything. We need to get a handle on this Tyree Nichols case. We need to get a handle on these missing kids cases. We need to get a handle on this possible serial killer case. Got to get a handle on it. Y'all, I got to get ready to go to commercial break. When I come back from commercial break, I got to turn it out. You're watching Towanna Murphy Show right here on CW30. I'll be right back, right after this.
Necesito tu ayuda, ojalá que me puedan ayudar. Nunca puedo hacer llamadas.
Sir, I speak no español.
Es que este servicio que tengo con otra compañía
¡Arturo!
Ayúdame, por favor. Un buen servicio de teléfonos. Estoy cansado con la compañía que tengo. Nunca puedo hacer llamadas.
Sir, did you know that you can get a free phone when you switch from any carrier anywhere?
Free phones?
Sir, you speak English?
A little.
Switch to Boost and select from the largest selection of free phones or add a line as low as $15 only at Boost Mobile by Wireless of Memphis. Memphis' only platinum dealer.
And we're back. Thank you for watching the Towanna Murphy Show right here on CW30 every Saturday at 10 a.m. If you would like to advertise or sponsor the Towanna Murphy Show, feel free to contact me on my business number. I was going to say personal. Business number, which is 901-437-2717. That is 901-437-2717. That is my business number. This show today was strictly for Memphis. We have an issue, Memphis. And with that issue, we need solutions. We need solutions with these kids being kidnapped. We need solutions with the Tyree Neal case. We need solutions with the persons that's trying to kidnap adults. For the adults that's out there, be aware of your surroundings, because they have gotten a little bit clever. Now they just following you home, watching your surroundings and seeing when a good time is to attack and try to kidnap you. So I say, when you get out of your car and you go into your house, no matter what time of the day it is, turn that phone off, keep your gun in your hand, and watch your surroundings. Watch who's walking around you. Watch who's driving past your house. Watch who's walking past your house. Put the phone down. Don't pick up the phone until you get in the house. Turn the phone off so you can concentrate, because what we do as women is, if we are on the phone, we're not paying attention to what's going on, because we engage into a good conversation, so we're not paying attention to what's going on around us. So we need to start paying attention more of what's going on around us, so that we can watch, just in case somebody comes try to creep up on me. When I go in the house at night, I get off the phone. I call Ethan to the door, and I tell him to come open the door. And then I get off the phone. Once I see Ethan open the door and unlock the screen door, if they at home, but if I'm coming in, I get off the phone, I take my gun off safety, and I walk in my home. Once I walk in my home, I turn around to look at my surroundings to see if anybody was driving past or walking past before I close my door. I secure my car. Then I come in my door and I lock my screen door. And I lock my big door. the boat locks, and I lock them. And then I continue on with my day, and whoever I was talking to, I'll call you back once I get settled. We have to pay attention to what's going on with us in our surroundings as young women. We have to pay attention to that. We have an issue. And I pause because it's like sometimes I'm thinking, but I don't want to overshoot. And so if I pause, that means I'm going to say something, I'm going to overshoot it. I don't want to overshoot it, so let me go back and retrack it for a few seconds. Let me go back just a little bit seconds and just retrack it. And so I ain't retracking that time. That was my little pause right there. But what I'm saying is this. Be mindful of what surrounds you. Parents, be vigilant in your teenager's life. Pay attention to what they're doing, who they're talking to. Put that parental control on their phones. Unblock their signal so you'll have a signal so you'll know where they are at all times. Don't let them come home by themselves. You're a parent, and when your child want to come home, you go pick that child up. Don't let them walk home with their friends. Don't let them walk home by themselves. You do it. All I'm asking is that you be safe out here. Protect yourself, protect your children, and pray for our Memphis Police Department, and pray for Tyree Neal's family. That is all I have for today. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for watching me every Saturday morning. I love you with the love of Christ, and there's nothing you can do about it. Until next Saturday, you guys have a great day, and you be safe. Until then, later.
Served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 877-243-5238. That's 877-243-5238. Again, 877-243-5238.
You have just made the best decision you could ever make. Tuning in to the Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up.
That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show. That's what's up. Towanna Murphy Show.
That's what's up. The Towanna Murphy Show. When you got to tune in, both the real and your host. What's going on, man? She knows the most. Memphis and Mid-South, tune in, cause the diva is on.
That's what's up.